You read the title. I'll be going over your 1-star reviews and hot takes in this video. Is this low effort content? Maybe. Well, let's just start the video. So while we wait for the new season to come out, I thought it'd be fun to go over some of the community's hot takes and the 1-star reviews while we sit in the Season 9 rating room. This video is going to be a little different in the fact that I haven't scripted any of it, so it might just be me rambling like an idiot, but if you guys did enjoy the style, let me know and I'll make more. First, we got something pretty spicy. It's Don Quixote is incredibly annoying and overrated. Holy shit. Definitely a take. I think in the beginning I was pretty okay on her. I thought she was pretty mid. Like she was just your energetic character that was kind of like a singularity of energy that makes Dawn unable to properly function in society, but after her Canto, I do think she deserves the glaze. Like her entire story was pretty much peak cinema, and I can really understand why people like her. And I do too. So maybe a tiny bit overrated, but I definitely don't think she's annoying. And yeah, Heathcliff just absolutely shitting on this take. I think playing the game is like sitting on a chair that hits your balls with a hammer whenever you lose a coin flip. Honestly, with this guy's 640 hours in the game, I think he enjoys it. Faust didn't come out of the screen to nail my balls to the chair, 0 out of 10. Okay, what the fuck is up with people? Are Limbus fans okay? What the hell? 680 hours too. Great. People complaining about stuff being too weak after obtaining things much stronger that release later might be the most annoying thing of all time. This makes sense. The game wasn't designed for certain units that came out in the future, like Mao Faust would probably delete the entirety of Canto 1 through 5 by herself. But I don't know, I feel like people complain to complain, and I don't think this is the hottest take ever, but it's something to think about, I guess. Tremor needs to be buffed entirely. I don't think I'm well seasoned enough to answer a question like this, but I think Tremor is in a pretty good spot. I mean, they got some really strong units on release, like we got the new Walpurgis units, and the fucking whatever the fuck unit with Sinclair somehow making, I think, one of the stronger teams, if I'm being completely honest. Even though I've never used them at all, they seem kind of broken, especially with the ego gifts you can get from the Mirror Dungeon. Yeah, I kind of don't agree. Dawn is the least compatible sinner to ship with other sinners. Okay, I think let's just agree to disagree, because you're basically her dad, so I don't trust you for a single second. I think she's a really caring person and would eventually fall in love with someone that's equally insane as her, or maybe the complete opposite as her. Probably someone like, I kind of forget the name of the person she idolizes, but you know what I'm saying. I just don't think this is true. Ishmael says, Gregor Canto did terrible character development, he just became sadder. I also just don't think this is true. I mean, I think he... Editor Aqua here. So, you'll notice that the next minute doesn't make any sense at all, because for some reason, even though I just said Gregor, I think I'm talking about Heathcliff. Why I do that, I have no idea. But, while I have you here, it'd be really cool if you liked the video. For each like this video gets, I'll have Yi-sung kill Sinclair 1 time. Or if you like Sinclair, please like to spare him. And if you subscribe, I'll even bake you a cookie. As a smaller creator, it would really mean the world to me. Thank you. I think people in general get better when they face their past and, work through their emotions instead of just letting it fester and distorting and killing everyone. I don't think he became sadder because now he has closure, and I think closure lets people... There's a fucking train running in the background. Fuck my life. But yeah, I think closure lets people move on with their life, and in general, they get the chance to be happy again. So maybe I'm in the wrong side on all this. Unbreakables is one thing that ruined the game. If you wanted to make a new coin type, then you shouldn't have made it where enemies can still use the skills even after losing a clash. Okay, an actual hot take. This is kind of an interesting one. I think this is a highly debated topic in the community, so I guess I'll throw my hat in the ring. I like the idea of unbreakable coins because I think clashing in general is very overtuned to the point where the entire game or match is decided upon if you win the first clash or not, since it gives you such a huge advantage and it's like a total net win. you win everything, and if you lose a clash, you lose everything. So there's no partial win or gain in the system. So I do think it's a good idea, especially for bosses, to, add some kind of strategy into the game where you can't just, bigger number wins the entire round. You need to kind of think about what you're doing. And I think Unclashables is an okay way to do things. I think it's just a little overpowered when the effects go off and they're like extremely dangerous. Like I think if the effect, like let's say instead of the full effect going off when you lose a clash, maybe a part of it only does. I think that would be more fair when your coin, quote unquote breaks. I can honestly go on and on about this thing for like an hour, so let's just end this here and say, I think it isn't terrible and it leaves the door open for more things. I'd honestly say Yi Sung has the best IDs. Louis Core and Burn, is that how you say that? He has 2 core sinking IDs, a core bleed ID that's also a great generalist, one of the better Heisho IDs, and Felbo is getting buffed with new Ryoshu, so it could become great too. Overall, he just has the most consistent high quality kits. This is gonna be a little hard for me since I'm pretty new to the game. Let me quickly gloss through over all the IDs in the game. Yeah, maybe, probably. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this guy's onto something. What do you guys think? Don Beck, just fucking shoot me already. Was easy. Honestly, when I did the fight, I had no issues with it. I didn't even realize it was one of the harder fights in the game. So yeah, the only boss that kind of messed me up was fucking Ricardo. Like that shit actually made me want to like look up a guide. And yeah, that was actually the first fight that made me look up a guide because I had no fucking idea how to beat this guy. And I think I just didn't build enough units at the time and I had to cheese him. Shout out to my boy Sinclair. The only time I'll ever shout out Sinclair. Canto 6 was easy as fuck. What was Canto 6 again? Hold on. Canto 6. What the? Oh, Heathcliff's Canto. I wouldn't say it was easy as fuck. I don't think it had any bosses that was like, that made me need to cheese it. Because I remember Ricardo made me need to cheese it. Don Quixote's Canto made me need to cheese it. So maybe this guy is onto something. I wouldn't say it was easier than like the first 5. I think it was like maybe 3rd in difficulty. Yeah, I would say Canto 6 was like the 3rd most difficult Canto. Honestly, I can probably make a tier list about the hardest Cantos. I should do that. Unbreakable coins made the game better. Let me elaborate. Nah man, I agree. I think more variety and more expression in a game is good. I think they just need to add more and tweak it maybe. Canto 7 is the best Canto. Yeah, I agree. Faust is a hot take because she's hot and I'd take her out any day. Yeah, sure. Sinking is the most comfortable status in 90% of occasions. Okay, I think sinking is a little overglazed because I wanted to build a sinking team and then I realized there was like 5 good sinking units and that's about it. Like at least in my eyes, at least in the new season since I've started playing, I don't think we've gotten like a good sinking ID in season 7. Or am I stupid? Like I feel like season 7's given us a lot of good tremor, bleed, rupture obviously, charge maybe too. I don't know, but sinking is one that I feel like hasn't gotten anything crazy. So honestly to me, it feels weaker, even though I only really have 2 teams, which is Heisho and this. So it is comfy. I don't even know if it works on abnormalities, the SP thing. I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable. It's good. I'd just rather use Heisho Faust and kill everything. I used to think that bad gameplay is tolerable for as long as the story was good, but the more I play this game, the less I believed it. I really do love the character dynamics, music, art, and especially the story. I even have plushies and keychains of Hung Lu, but I just cannot in good conscience recommend this game to anybody because it's purely masochistic. It's almost as if I had Stockholm Syndrome with this game for the past 2 years. The gacha is also one of the most polarizing things I've ever seen. I've never seen a game be so generous with pulls, but make it nearly impossible to pull something you want without having to reach hard pity. Maybe I'm just salty about pulls, but honestly, it is a good gacha game, but in the end, it is still a gacha game. Holy shit. I don't think the gameplay is bad, but that's probably because I only have like 180 hours in the game while this guy has 650. And I think he's just a little salty about not being able to pull what he wanted. So I don't think it's as bad as people say. I think as long as Limbus Company keeps innovating and adding new things and, be the creative people they are, especially with how good Library of Ruina was, I'm sure they'll come up with a way to not make things super stale. I trust them. I want to love Limbus Company so much, as I enjoyed Project Moon's previous titles, and I think the story is exceptionally good. However, I cannot in good faith recommend this game at this point in time. I find the gameplay to be mostly boring even for a gacha game, and newer combat mechanics distract from the possible enjoyment, turning every engagement into an HP DPS endurance race where you get fucked over every turn regardless of your decisions. Winning fights is no longer I won, good, and is instead, that felt like shoving needles into my eyes. I sure as hell hope the next one isn't that bad. And it sucks because Project Moon has an amazing story and universe on their hands, but I can't enjoy it because they are averse to people having fun. I don't know, skill issue. But seriously, I think maybe the combat is a hit or miss for some people because I really don't see it this way. I think there is a certain level of expression people can use in combat with how many ideas they're out, and I know people that cleared pretty much all the content and even the hardest content with the shittiest IDs. So I don't know, I feel like a game needs a challenge to overcome to have a payoff. You don't go into Elden Ring and say like, oh, this should be easier, because then there's no payoff after, beating a fight. I personally spent hours on Canto 7's boss fight. I think it took me like an hour plus. And the cutscene after, the payoff I felt watching it was like, peak cinema. And I don't think I would have felt the same way if, that fight was just a breeze. So I do think it should be difficult, at least to an extent. Next, they didn't give me every Faust ID and ego. This game fucking sucks. Honestly, real as fuck. Get this man his Faust IDs and egos, please. I really wanted to write a big positive review because I've always enjoyed this game, but during the season, I've noticed that the quality has really dropped. If you're planning to play, I'd recommend just going through the main story. It's still worth it. However, the events feel repetitive now, and the new ones just don't have the same spark or level of polish they used to. This guy has 2,000 fucking hours in the game. Holy shit. I do get that maybe the newer events kind of sucked, but I think the developer has spoken on it, how they were preparing to push up Canto 9's release because they didn't want to delay it for the fans. So I can at least appreciate they're transparent about things. I think he said something along the lines of he wants to be a familiar crack in the wall or some shit, but I think you get the point. Let me fucking play the game. God, I'm stuck on the fucking loading screen. God, otherwise this game is a 10 out of 10. Honestly, today, surprisingly, when I was, trying to get on to play, I think Cloudflare, the fucking internet service was down, so it was kind of fucking with the login. I don't know, man, get this guy on the game, please. 250 hours in the game, can't have sex with Otis. Fuck, he's right. And lastly, save yourself from this endless nightmare, but if you do, good luck. 2,000 hours on record. Damn. Well, with that, I think that pretty much wraps up this video. I feel like it's pretty long enough already. I don't want to break my hands trying to edit this thing. But hey, I'm hoping you enjoyed this kind of content, and if you do like it and want to see more, especially Limbus stuff, subscribing would be awesome. Since we just hit 5k subscribers, I want to do something special for you guys, so I may be planning something. Feel free to join my Discord or even DM me. And until next time, I hope to see you there. Also, if you subscribe, you're cute. Thank you.